Hey guys, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I'm going to show a basic tutorial on how to set your recording level. So hope you sit back and enjoy. Alright guys, the reason I'm doing this video is I was actually asked by somebody, a subscriber, and they said, hey, could you tell us some basics about setting recording levels? So that's what I'm going to do in this video, and I'm going to keep it very, very basic. I'm actually just in my home office where I do scratch recordings and things, so if you hear a little noise, it's because of that computer. So with that said and done, the first thing I want to mention is the key is getting good signal in is always essential. Fixing it in post is not a good idea. Fixing in post is a last resort. Raising volumes and things like that adds additional noise. But also, if you tracked it poorly, you might not ever be able to fix it and get a good recording in the first place. So here we are. We have Reaper. This works the same with any DAW that you choose to use. So here I'm going to make this a little bit bigger there, okay? And there we have it. And I'm going to hit the recording button. So the first thing you need to do is set your input level. When you hit this, it's already going to start right here. And that's where you want to start it at. But what you want to watch is how high this level is going. So notice right here, it's only peaking at about here. I usually liked it between 6 and 12. I go 6 and 12. So what I'm going to do is you can adjust that on your input on your device there. And see, there we go. There we are. That's not bad there. There we go. See, right there's 12. I like 12 and 6. I usually like to get right about in the middle between 12 and 6 personally, but that's up to you. Now, the same thing works with guitar, bass, anything. You don't ever want to go over, because once you start going over negative 12 and 6, you start getting here, you're getting in danger territory, especially if you start going over 0, because in digital, it sounds terrible if you go over. Once again, in digital, it sounds absolutely atrocious if you go over. So what you want to do is make sure you keep it within that range. Now in analog, sometimes you could spank the tape, you call it, things like that to get a distortion. But the distortion you get with analog is just terrible. So now that I've got this level set, I'm just going to do a little clip here. This is me doing a little test and see where it's going. Now, the reason I did that is because sometimes when you're recording somebody, you might go like, check, 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 and they go, okay, the levels are good. But then when they sing, they tend to sing louder, or maybe they get closer. So I actually have them sing a few lines to see what they're really going to do. That way, then I can tweak it from there. So let's say we have that set. We have them where they want to be. Now we're gonna sing our test line. I know I'm not the greatest singer, but I will do this for the video. Alright. So now I want you to see this. Notice the line here, the wave, the sound wave. It's not clipping all over the place. It never goes above and clips, but you can see there's a dynamic range, and that's what you're looking for to get. So as if you're going to play that. Now we're gonna sing our test line. I know I'm not the greatest singer, but I will do this. So as you see, there's never any clipping, any noise. Whereas if we put it too high, it's going to cause problems. So let's do an example of that. First, I got to add an effect to this here. Actually, you know what? If I add more than one, this could cause a problem. So I'm just going to redo it on this track here. Okay, we're just going to redo it there. So now we're going to do another one, but this time I'm going to do it wrong. I'm going to break the rules. Okay, I'm going to turn it up way too loud. So here we are. Whoops, I don't want this one. I'm going to go with this one here. There we go. Now notice there, I'm really high there. Okay? So now that I've set the levels really high, I'm going to go in and I'm going to sing something too, and we're going to see how that sounds. Here I go, I'm singing. Here we go. Here I go, I'm singing, and it's fine. And look at it, the wave. Alright, so now that you see here, here's the wave. And look at this wave. I want to take the same wave here and take a moment and look at it, how it's clipping. It's going past that, over those spots. And that means we're going to get lots of distortion. Yeah, it's going to be terrible. So let's play that back and hear how horrible it sounds. Here we go. Here I go, I'm singing, and it's fine. And look at it, the wave. So hear how it had that distortion and things, so you never, ever want to get that. So once again, you want to keep that wave So it's nice, has dynamics. Now here's a tip I would recommend, is lightly compress things going in, because you can't overdo it there either. Because if you lightly compress it, you can help control those waves so that you're not getting any distortion, but yet still give you room to move. Now, I mentioned before between -6 and -12. There's another thing too. You don't want to go, well, I want to be extra careful and go really low. Because if you go too low, then you have to bring that volume up. And bringing volume up is never really a good idea unless you absolutely have to, because you're also bringing the noise levels up. So you're avoiding what's called the noise floor. So you want to make sure you find that sweet spot. So I recommend compressing a little coming in, just a little, because you don't want to over compress, and then it'll sound like maybe it's pumping and things, unless that's what you're going for. You can destroy your track by over compressing. So maybe use a light amount of compression on that going in, because then you can always add compression later. For example, you could go to your effects, and in this case I'm using Reaper, so I could go to Recomp. Okay. And I can compress that, but where this track, it's unusable. It would be, there's no point. It's terrible. But if it was when I needed these lower points to come up a little bit in volume and level it off a little bit, I could use the compressor to do that. Once again, same thing works for guitar, bass. It's up to you and what you choose to do. But the key point is get it to sound right coming in, because if you have to fix it coming after it's already in, you've already done a lot of damage, and there's a good chance that you've already ruined your track and you're going to have to redo it. Once again, get it right coming in, get that sound level so you have some dynamic range so you can play around with it later on and not run into any issues of ruining your track. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't mind, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Maybe you have a secret, something you like to do. By all means, leave it, but I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it answers that question. By the way, if you don't mind, you want to help out the channel, besides liking and subscribe and leaving a comment, we do have a Patreon and Subscribe Star, where if you join, you get special videos that are only available to them, as well as a background track music page where you can use it for ringtones or even just listen to it, but you can use it for these music that I put up there for your videos. You don't have to worry about any issues there of copyright strikes. I own all that, and I put all the privileges for there, so you can use that for any of your videos as well as a thank you for joining the channel. Greatly appreciate you. You're all awesome, and until next time, keep it frugal.